Hi there, my name is Maliha. I am the creator behind the Uniqorn template, and in this tutorial I'm going to walk you step by step on how exactly you can customize each and every section of your Uniqorn template. You do not need to be a designer, you do not need to know how to code in order to use this template. You might not even know Framer that well, and that is perfectly fine. Just follow this tutorial towards the very end, and I guarantee you that you are going to have all of the knowledge that you need to customize your template without any headaches and go live very quickly. So with that said, let's just dive right into the tutorial. So once you remix the file, you are going to see something like this. In order to move around your canvas, you can simply click and drag with your mouse scroll wheel button, just like this. And then to zoom in and out of your file, you can hold the control or command key on your keyboard and then use the scroll wheel of your mouse to zoom in and out of your file. Now on the left hand side, you are going to see different pages. So from here you can switch between different pages of your website, and then if you go to assets, you will see text and color styles here. So if you go under text styles, you are going to find a bunch of pre-made text styles. You can click and you can edit the fonts, you can change them as you wish, and then they are going to update throughout the website without you having to do that section by section. Now under color styles, you will notice that there are a bunch of different colors that have been organized into folders, and the same principle applies. When you make a change here, that change is going to apply throughout the website. So if you change this yellow color here, it's going to change wherever the yellow color is used. Now to undo a change, all you have to do is on your keyboard hit Control or Command Z, and if you wish to redo a change, all you have to do is hit Control Shift Z on your keyboard, just like this. And while we are here, I'm just going to quickly go over how you can create like a new section and change the order of sections. So once you click here and go under layers, and then go under, click on main, on the main layer, you are going to see all of the sections on a particular page of your template. Now in order to duplicate a section, you can simply take any of these sections and then hit Control or Command D on your keyboard to make a copy of it. Go inside of content and then get rid of all of the content inside of this content layer. And you can simply put your own content in here if it's needed. You can also double click here and give it a new name. You can also on the right panel scroll all the way down until you see a scroll section name, and you can name this to whatever you want to name it to. This is useful for linking purposes, which I will discuss further. Now to change the order of different sections, all you have to do is click on the section, and then you can change its order or its position by using the arrow keys of your keyboard this way. Now if you wish to get rid of a section, all you have to do is hit the backspace or delete key on your keyboard, like so. I'm just going to Control Z it because I need this new section just for the purpose of this tutorial. Now that those basic things are out of the way, we can start customizing each section of our template. So if we go inside of this navigation bar, you can double click it and then double click it again. To customize your logo, you can simply double click here, and from here you can change its link. So what exactly you want to link it to, what is the page that you want this logo to be linked to. From the left hand side on the layers panel, you can get rid of the text and the frame, and you can drop in your own PNG file of your logo or SVG file of your logo. So for example, you can open up your files folder on your PC, and then for instance I can drag this and then drop it here, and then make sure that the aspect ratio is locked from here, and then you can give it a specific size, and then you can Control Exit from here to cut it. So Control Exit, and then click here on variant 1 and then Control V it here. And now if you go back here, you will notice that the logo has been successfully replaced. Now of course, if you wish to change the size of this logo, you can always do so by clicking on your SVG or PNG file and then tweaking the size from here, and it will automatically update here. Now in order to customize your menu button and menu items, all you have to do is click on the menu, on the blue menu button once, just once, and then make sure that this menu button that you are clicking on once is a part of the primary variant. So once you click on it, on the right hand side you are going to see a bunch of different fields that I have created for you, and these fields are going to help you basically make all of the changes that you want to make. So if you hover on any specific field name here, it is going to show you the full name. So for instance, here it says background color menu button. So this means this like background color that is currently blue. So you can click here and change it to something else, and this is going to update everywhere, and you only need to make this change once. And similarly, you can update the menu items, you can update their links, you can update all sort of different properties. Every single property that you are going to need is given right here. Now let's just say that you don't want all of these menu items here and you wish to get rid of some of these. So in that case, simply double click on this menu button, and then from here make sure that the primary variant is selected. From here you can get rid of the items that you don't need, and then if you wish to add more menu items, all you have to do is select any of these and then Control or Command D on your keyboard. Hit the little white cross icon that you see, give it a new title, and then give it a new link. So for instance, if I want this to be linked to my home page, I can select home, and if I want this to take the user to a specific section, what I can do is see what section name I have here. So for instance, for this new section that we created, new section, we gave it a name of new section. So what I'm going to do is go here, come here, and then make sure that this section is linked to new section, and that is basically it. And then you can also adjust the position of this entire box by clicking on the menu items layer and then adjusting its position this way. And you can do the same for mobile menu items and then click and drag to adjust its position to your liking. So this is basically how you edit your navigation bar. Now if you come again to this level, you are going to notice that we have a background grid pattern going on here. You can adjust its opacity from the right panel, and then you can also change the scale of the grid, so how big or small the cell sizes are, and this change is going to apply to all of the pages of your template. You can also click here on the main breakpoint and then change the background color of your website, and again this is going to update basically everywhere. I'm just going to Control Z this. Now that that is done, we can move on to customizing the hero section of our website. So in order to customize this text, this is pretty straightforward. You can double click and then rewrite this text as you wish. And then to customize these boxes, simply click on any of these boxes once, and then you are going to see all sorts of editing option here. So you can change these to your liking as you wish. And then for the review bubbles, you can click on them once and update the review text here. You can update the background color here, the bubble border properties here. So for instance, how thick the width of the border is, what is the color of the border, all of those options can be customized here. Now if you wish to customize the tail, the bubble tail, all you have to do is double click on the bubble and you can click here, make sure path is selected, and you can customize the border color of the tail here as well as its fill. So now if I go back, you will see that it has been customized accordingly. Now the way to update these images is pretty straightforward. These are actually connected to your CMS. So if you click on CMS right here, you are going to see all of the dummy projects that have been created for you. You can simply go ahead and swap out all of this material with your own content. So think of this as like filling out an Excel sheet, a simple like Google form. This is exactly like that. So you can simply go ahead and update all of your content here, and that is basically it. Whatever image that you upload here as a main image is going to show up here. So you don't have to do anything directly on the canvas to customize this section. So moving on, this is the intro section, and right here if you click on this little capsule just once, you are going to see all of the customization options that you can again use to customize this in whatever way you want. And if you click on this box once, you are going to see all of these options, which again you can use to customize these boxes according to your needs. So everything has been given here, even the suffix spacing and then prefix spacing has also been given here. And the way to edit these marquees is you can simply click on the marquee, click on the text, and using this right panel you can edit the text and then hit enter on your keyboard. And then you can click on this this strip and then click here on fill to change the background color of the marquee. And by the way, if you are having trouble selecting an element directly on the canvas, for instance, I'm having trouble selecting this pink marquee because it is behind the first marquee, all that I have to do is go to layers on the left hand side, and here I see a pink marquee option. And by the way, you can extend this layer panel if you wish, and all of these layers have been named correctly so that you are able to easily find what you are looking for. And then again, you can customize this according to your needs, the text color, the actual text, the background color, all of that. And then for the services section, all of these are components, which means again, if you click on any of these ones, you have a bunch of different options, which again, if you hover on any of the field names, you are going to see what exactly that field is meant for. Now for the R process section, if you click here, you are going to see all of these fields, and you can replace these with the images of your choice, and the animation is going to automatically play as expected. And then for this line that you see behind the images, you can simply click here, and from here you can update the color of the head as well as the tail, and then also the main line color can be updated here just like this. And again, for these boxes, you can click on any of these boxes once and easily update all of your content here. Now I would like to very quickly mention that I would recommend not to make this section too long, as in not to have like a step 6, step 7 process section here. However, if you want to get rid of some of these steps, look, for example, if you only have like a 3-step process, all that you would need to do is click here and then hit delete on your keyboard, click here, delete on your keyboard, and then make sure to delete the parent box as well, and it's going to adapt very nicely. The about section is pretty straightforward. You can click on any of these icons, change the color, you can click on any of this text, double click it to rewrite it according to your needs, and you can select on this main box, go on the right panel and customize the border if you wish. And then you can also select on these little boxes, and you can customize the border that is within these boxes. So for instance, here I can customize the color or basically whatever I need to customize of the top border, just like this. And for the bubble tail, you can simply select the path tail from the layers panel on the left, and yeah, that is pretty much it. You can replace your image here, and that is basically it. Coming down to the testimonial section, you can click on any of these components just once, and you're going to see all of the fields that are basically required for you to make all of the customizations that you need to make. And then again, if you wish to tweak the bubble tail, you would simply have to double click here and then double click here, and then make sure that this path layer is selected in order to customize the fill color and the stroke color. These reviews have also been linked to specific projects, so you can also link them to different projects as you wish as you go inside of the CMS, which we will talk about later in this video. For reviews, you might not need all of these reviews, and so you can click on the review containers that you don't need, or go to layers on the left hand side and click on the review container that you wish to delete, and then hit delete or backspace on your keyboard. And then if you wish to duplicate a review in order to have more reviews on your site, all you have to do is click on any of these review containers and then Control or Command D, and then use the up or down arrow keys to change the order of the containers. Just like that, you have additional review boxes that again you can click once on and then update the review according to your needs. So the final section is the CTA section, and here if you click on any of the social media icons, you will see an option to change the icon link, and you also have an option here to switch the icon that is showcased here, just like this. And you can click on this button, and there are a bunch of different properties given on the right to customize the border of the button, the text of the button, the background color of the button, all of that good stuff. It can easily be changed using the right panel. And then to edit the spotlight that you see in the background, you can simply go to layers, and then you are going to see this layer here called the spotlight line, which is basically this little line that you see here. You can click on fill, and then using these points you can edit the colors that are applied here. So for instance, if I click here, instead of yellow I can change it to blue, and it's going to change to blue. And then again from layers I can click on spotlight, I can click on path, and then from here I can go ahead and change this to maybe a different color, just like this. And this is how you can edit your this like spotlight in the background that you see. For the FAQ section, again super simple. You will click once on this widget, and you can update your question text, answer text here, and you can add up to 8 questions and answers. And just a quick note, if you wish to delete, for example, if you are like, I do not want 4 FAQs here, I want only 3, all you have to do is simply go here where it says question for text, select this, and then hit backspace on your keyboard and hit enter, and just like that it's going to disappear. And then if you, for instance, if you want more questions, for example, if you want a question 5, you can simply type the question 5 text here, hit enter, and it's going to appear here. That is literally how simple it is to edit the FAQs widget. And then you also have different options to customize the background color, the question text color, the answer text color, the border color. Like there are a ton of different options here that you can choose to play around with, and they are simply going to automatically update for every single one of the breakpoints that you see. And that is pretty cool, right? Last thing for the home page that we are going to discuss is the footer. So again, super simple. You are going to double click on the footer, and then double click again here, and then from here you can click on these once, and you are going to be able to edit the title, the link, all of that. And if you wish to get rid of any of these links, you can simply click and then hit delete on your keyboard. And if you wish to add new links, you can simply Control D or Command D and then change the title here to whatever that you want to change it to. You also have like hover background options. So for example, here, if you hover on any of these options, you see like a pink background. You can also change that. So maybe I want like a blue and not a pink. So just like that, you can update those things here as well. And for the background, you can select the main like the main desktop component, and from the right hand side you can change the background this way. Moving on to the 404 error page. So the way to customize the 404 error page is pretty straightforward. Most of these things have already been explained before, but one thing that I want to talk about is you see here that I have does not in pink while the rest of the sentence is in black. So if you wish to change the color of a specific word or words, all you have to do is select those words and then from here click and then add any color that you want to add, or you can use this color picker, whatever floats your boat. So this is pretty much it, and again it's going to automatically update everywhere. Now we can move on to the individual projects page. So this is how each of the project pages is going to look like, and if you make changes to any of these pages, that change is also going to be reflected on all of the remaining pages. So think of this as like a template. So no matter how many projects you add here, all of them are going to be presented in this exact way. And if you change the background color or the border color or any of those things for any on any of these pages, so for instance, if I change the background fill of this box to maybe like black, this change is also going to be reflected on the other pages. So let me just undo that. So right here, you don't really need to do anything or add content to this canvas because this entire page has been connected to your CMS. So if you click on CMS, I already explained that a bunch of dummy projects have been added here that you can easily replace. So you can open these and replace your info. But let's say that you wish to edit these fields, the names of these fields, or if you wish to delete the fields that you don't need. For that, you can simply click on fields on the left, and then you can click here to add new fields, or you can right click on any of these layers and then click on remove to delete any field that you don't wish to keep. You can also right click on any of these projects to delete them or duplicate them. You can also click on this little plus icon that you see to add a new project. You can also unpublish a project by right clicking and then clicking on draft. This one is not going to show up on the live website and it won't be visible to your viewers until and unless you change it to live this way. And all of that info is going to automatically be updated here. So you don't need to do anything specifically directly on the canvas unless or until you want to change the styling of any of the elements, which is again going to be reflected throughout the template. Okay, so once we have made the customizations to our website, the very next step is to publish it. So before we can do that, you actually need to navigate over to settings by clicking on this gear icon, and from here you can easily update the title of your website, your site language, your description. This is useful for SEO purposes. You can also go and update this per page if you like. After that, you can navigate over to domains and connect the domain of your choice. It is pretty straightforward. I don't really think there's much to talk about here. And then you can also navigate over to plan and pick a framer plan of your choice. You can make changes to your site as you go. Make sure that you hit this blue publish button that you see on the top right corner of your screen. And that brings me to the end of this Uniqorn customization tutorial. I hope that you found this tutorial helpful. Let me know in the comments down below what you think, and until next time, goodbye.